So this is the Therabody Theragun Pro Plus, and this is a personal concussive massager, and this is actually Therabody's most premium personal massager. Now, first off, from a design standpoint, you do have that classic Therabody triangular design, so you can either hold on to it like this, you can hold on to it like this, you can hold on to it like this, or you can hold on to it like this. But personally, I do tend to hold my Theraguns more here on the higher side. Now, from a design standpoint, we do have a lot of soft touch and silicone here around the handle, which does two things. Number one, it does help this Theragun just feel more premium, but also since it is silicone, since it is soft touch, it does help you get a really good grip of this Theragun. However, from an ergonomic standpoint, I do have to point out that this up here, this handle is thin and it's easy to hold on to. However, if you were to hold on to it from here, or if you were to hold on to it from here, it is significantly thicker. So I do feel that if you are somebody that has smaller hands, it's going to be much harder for you to hold on to it, because personally I have a bit of a hard time holding on to it from here or here, especially when compared to Therabody's other Theraguns. But also, continuing from a design standpoint, one of the things about the Pro Plus is that we do have an LED screen here up top, which is going to help you navigate through all of the different settings on this Theragun. Now, first off, we do have our RPM setting here, which is going to allow you to cycle between any of the 5 modes. This here I max out at 2400, or you can do 2200, 2100, 1900, or 17.5. And in order to just start going, just going to press play, and boom, it just turns on. And we do have our arrows here, so you can just cycle through the different speeds. And also, this LED screen does tell you how much pressure you're applying onto the machine. You just go ahead and turn that on. So it's actually going to show you how much pressure you're applying to the motor. So there's low, we're not even touching it. But if we go and we start touching it and apply the most amount of pressure, it's going to show you. But also, more importantly, the Pro Plus does have, first off, it does come included with the heated ball attachments, which we'll talk about the attachments more later. But from here, you can actually adjust how much heat you want the ball to apply. So you can actually just cycle between max, medium, or low, or you can also turn it off, and that's going to help you save on battery life. But also, the Pro Plus does have a near infrared light, which you can choose to either have turned on or off. There is no in between, but right now, since the gun isn't running, it is turned off. But if we do ask for it to turn on and then actually turn on the gun, you're going to see that the near infrared light here on the bottom, it is going to turn on. And also, rounding out on the features on the Pro Plus, there is a heart rate sensor here on the bottom, which primarily is used if you were to go into the different modes and you move over to the breathing session. This breathing session here does take 2 minutes, and it is going to ask you to hold on to the Theragun like so, mainly so that you can get your fingers on the heart rate monitor. And after you've completed the breathing exercise with the Theragun Pro Plus, it is going to show you the BPMs, and there we go, that's finished. And also, another thing about this LED screen on the Pro Plus is that it is going to show you your battery life up here, whereas with these other Theraguns, it's going to just have an LED light on the front, which is just going to shine green, blue, or red. Now, when it comes to battery life on the Pro Plus, battery life on the Pro Plus really varies depending on how you use it. Now, it does have an advertised battery life of 150 minutes. However, if you were to use the Pro Plus with the heat ball set to max, and if you were to use it with the near infrared light turned on, then that is going to affect your battery life, and then also the speed that you have this gun running at. That's also going to affect your overall battery life. Now, personally, I found that if you were to use this Pro Plus at, let's say, 2100 RPM, and with the heat ball set to max, and with the infrared light turned on, real world battery life, we're going to be good for around 20 to 30 minutes. That's what I've been getting. However, if you were to use the Pro Plus at a higher speed that is going to lower your battery life even faster. But again, if you were to use it at a lower speed and if you were to turn off the heat, if you were to turn off the heat and if you were to turn off the infrared light, that is going to help your overall battery life. Now, one of the things that makes Therabody's Theraguns so premium is going to be their built-in motor. Now, the built-in motor on the Pro Plus is pretty quiet for what it is, but also this motor does have a high amount of torque to it. As in, even if you were to go in and apply a lot of pressure onto the Pro Plus, thanks to the torque on this motor, it's not going to stall like with other concussive personal massagers out there, because again, we are applying a lot of force here and the motor is chugging along without any issues. So that's one of the reasons why the original Therabodies, they're so premium, but also they are quiet, because right now we are running at 2100 RPM. And if we were to switch over to the older Theragun Prime, so this here is the Theragun Prime. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. You're going to notice it is louder, and this is actually on the lowest setting. If we were to crank the speed up to a similar 2100 RPM, it is going to get louder. However, if we were to compare the Pro Plus to the Theragun Sense, so this here is the Theragun Sense, which is pretty similar to the Pro Plus, as in it also has an LED screen here on the front, but we're actually going to go ahead and turn this guy on. Oops, I turned it off. So now it's turned on, it's running at 1700 RPM, and if we were to increase the speed to 2200 RPM, it is pretty quiet. It is quieter than the Pro Plus, and the Sense can actually go all the way up to 2400 RPM. But here is the Pro Plus again going at 2100 RPM. So overall, like I said, the Pro Plus does have an advertised battery life of 150 minutes, but that really varies depending on how you use it. But in order to charge the Pro Plus up, it does charge via a USB-C port, so you can always use your phone's charger to charge it up, which is super convenient. Now, the Pro Plus also comes included with a lot of accessories. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this here is the heated ball. So here in the settings, you can actually go in and you can just choose how hot you want the ball to heat up to, but also you are going to get more attachments. Now, in order to remove this ball, you're actually going to go ahead and just turn, and it's just going to come out. And one of the premium attachments that the Pro Plus does come with is the vibrating head. Now, this vibrating head, the head itself vibrates, but it's not going to move up and down like with the heated head. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn that on. All right, here we go. So there, it's turned on. So as you can see, the head itself is vibrating, but it doesn't stroke up and down like with the heated head. And again, through the screen here on the back, you can actually choose how fast it vibrates. And then that's off. We're going to go ahead and turn it back on. And again, on the menu, you can actually choose if you want the light, the near infrared light turned on or off. Right, and we're just going to go ahead and switch over. Now, this here is our standard ball head, which is the ball head that you'll find on Therabody's other Theraguns. Now, we do have a standard amount of surface area here, and the foam here is very similar in stiffness to the heated ball. But since the standard ball does have less surface area than the heated ball, the standard ball is going to apply more force and more pressure because it does have less surface area. However, the Pro Plus also comes included with the dampening head here. So with the dampening head, first off, we do have more surface area than the standard ball. Actually, the surface area on the dampening head is very similar to the surface area found on the heated ball, except the heated ball, this one heats up. But with the dampening head, this foam here is softer than the foam found on both the standard head and the heated head. So since this does have more surface area and since the foam is softer, it is going to apply the least amount of pressure and force, here. But also we do have the thumb head here, And this thumb head does have the least amount of surface area here, but also the foam here is a lot stiffer than the foam found on both the standard head and definitely on the dampening head. So since this head here is stiffer and it is smaller, it is going to apply the most amount of pressure and the most amount of force. But also we do get the wedge, which is very similar to the thumb, as in all of your force is going to be concentrated here along this edge here, and the foam here is pretty stiff. So if you are looking for something to apply a lot of pressure, you might want to go with the wedge. And then there's also the micro point, which, there you go, is very similar to the thumb in size. However, with the micro point, these heads here are rubber. But again, we're going to go ahead and switch back over to the heated head, which is actually the head that I do prefer to use most. But also, in order to store all of these different attachments that come with the Pro Plus, you actually get a very solid case where you can store your different heads. I'm just going to go ahead and throw in the dampening head there, and then that's the vibrating head. And you also get a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, and you also get a little bit of oil. Now this oil, you're going to apply it here, and then you're going to let the machine run for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then you'll be good to go. But more importantly, this carrying case does allow you to store all of your different attachments here. And you can go ahead, close this up, and then this also opens up back here. And you can throw your Theragun in here. So personally, I do like this case because number one, it does separate the Theragun Pro Plus from the attachments themselves, because this here, there are 2 different compartments. And just go ahead, open this up. Whereas with Therabody's other cases, they don't separate the case like they do with the Pro Plus.